Kevin.
And Bree's out right now because she just had surgery. She had a tubal ligation, which means that she will no longer be able to have kids. Which means it's great for my 5, her 3. We're done. Absolutely done.
It's gotta be nice to finally know you've hit that cap.
I hit that cap a little while back, man. It's
honestly 2 children ago was probably your cap.
But yeah. But life happens.
Curveballs.
Yeah. So today we're probably going to talk mostly about childhood memories. I think one of the biggest things that I always loved about my childhood growing up was actually taking the summers out in West Virginia. My grandparents live out there, and growing up, it was always fun to go out there, ride 4-wheelers. Whenever it would rain, the craziest thing would happen. So we had their house was up kind of on a plateau.
Yeah.
And then next to the plateau was even more hill. So whenever it rained, all of the rainwater would flow off of the mountainside onto the plateau. And then we'd have to try and push the rainwater off of the plateau down further into the hill.
So you don't swamp the plateau.
And it got really muddy and sandy, surprisingly, a lot of the time that it rained.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know you went on a few vacations down south too, haven't you?
Oh, I've been many, many different places. One of my favorite places to visit, and I'm pretty sure Allison would agree, would be Holden Beach, North Carolina.
Oh, God.
It's
I've seen the pictures. It's beautiful down there. They don't do it justice, does it?
The pictures just don't do it justice at all. They rent beach houses down there. You can rent them for a week, and you just have a whole week of nothing but beach and fun. And it's not overly crowded like Myrtle or beaches in Florida, stuff like that.
Right, because usually when people think vacation on the beach side, they don't think South Carolina.
Well, it's North Carolina. It's the very south part of North Carolina.
Northern South Carolina. No. Southern North Carolina.
Very southern North Carolina, that is correct.
Oh, man. How bad is it that the United States of America, there's 50 of them, but like there's 2 that have the same names?
Well,
and then there's Virginia and West Virginia, so there's
North and South Dakota.
6. Yeah, North Dakota, South Dakota, West Virginia, Virginia. Yeah, whatever. So
it's crazy.
Besides Holden Beach, wherever you're gone.
I've been down to Florida a few times. I've had trips to Arkansas. I have family down there. My nephew, nieces, and older sister. Been to Nebraska. That was a long, long time ago. Texas when they lived there. I've been to a good number of our 50 states. Just kind of all throughout, really. I mean, I was born in California.
Yeah.
Too young to remember it, but hey, I've been to California.
That's like me.
Never want to go back.
I've been to Tennessee, but I was a baby. My parents actually ended up living with, I think it was part of the Reagan family. Like they didn't live with them, but like the daughter of it was like a mayor or something of the town they were in was part of the Reagan family, and she ended up giving us a whole bunch of stuff to help us out. And growing up, I actually remember we had forks and spoons that had an R on them, and I thought to myself, oh cool, we got R for our last name. No, it was for Reagan. I didn't know that though. No, seriously, I didn't know that. I thought that my parents got them special made for them, but little did I know. No, it was from the Reagans. I might even be I know it was one of the bigger family names that started with R. I think that's the only one that I can really think of. But yeah, so I've technically been to Tennessee. I've been to West Virginia. I've been to Kentucky. Kentucky, I went to a lot because that's where my mom's family is. Same with West Virginia. Like that whole area that we would visit, it's nothing but hills. It's crazy amounts of hills, and some of the things that I would do whenever I would go down there is we'd ride 4-wheelers. And that was one of the most fun things that I could do down there. Was we had this huge stretch of road that winded through the mountains. Most people know it as a holler, because literally, if you needed to get somebody's attention back in the day, all you'd have to do is say, "Hey, Joe," and they respond, "Hey, what you need? Got any eggs?" Seriously, they'd be like a mile up the road.
Oh yeah, sound traveled real well.
Yes, especially in the
One day
areas out there.
I want to do the Appalachian Trail with you. That'd be fun. Start up in Maine and go all the way.
All the way down. That'd be great. And probably not all the way down, like end in my my grandparents' town.
I mean, we could
set up shop.
We could probably do that too.
Because the Appalachians technically end in like Ohio, don't they? Or
No,
they go down through Tennessee and stuff.
They go.
West Virginia.
Can't remember where the real end is.
I can't.
It's pretty south, but it would be fun. It really would.
Right. In your adulthood, you've been to Canada, haven't you?
Yeah. Been to Canada. Someday I hope to go to Japan.
Oh, that'd be nice. I don't think I see that happening for another 20 years for me.
Yeah. It's rough, you know?
Life, it happens.
That's true.
So, now we've talked about childhood memories as to where we've gone. Now, how about childhood memories from around here? We talked in the last episode about Fairborn, just everything that's in this town. But is there anything from your childhood that you want to kind of get into more detail about?
Oh, I was a hellion as a child. Like, straight up spawn of Satan.
Definitely, I can see that considering your nephews. I think the amount of spawn of Satan that you had in you was probably split amongst those two.
Well,
and I mean, heck, growing up with you as a friend, I've come to realize that you can get crazy sometimes, but that's okay.
well, I remember. Trying to remember exactly how old I was when it first started. I was pretty young. I would go to summer camp at the Beaver Creek YMCA, which no longer exists. It's now Beaver Creek Swim Club or something like that.
Yeah,
but
they ended up making a nice one out in Xenia, though.
I would go to summer camp every summer there. And they would have all kinds of fun things. They would break you into groups for the week. And there was archery and outdoor cooking and arts and crafts and canoeing and some other stuff. And then we'd have free time in the woods to roam around there and all that. Now, being me, I'd convince either my cousin or one of the other people I hung out with at that particular point to sneak off and go sit by the lake, or when we're in the woods, we'd go past the barbed wire restricted areas and go down the massive, almost cliffs.
Yeah,
and,
that sounds like you.
I remember one time we got caught while we were down the cliffs. I was about halfway down. My cousin was almost right at the bottom. And one of his I don't know if it's his very good friend anymore, but they were pretty good friends at the time. He was at the bottom, and the counselors, knowing we had been up to stuff, two of them had taken their car, driven to the housing development on the other side of the woods. And I was halfway, he was lower. All we heard was, "Kovacs, is that you?" Scrambled up that hill. I was out. And cousin's not far behind. His friend got busted so bad.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He lost out on swim time for a while.
That reminds me of, this is, maybe 10 years ago? Me, you, and Paul going through the,
Oh, yeah.
through the
Doing our nice
park.
little black ops through the park over there.
Yeah, we were just like goofing off, and then I can't remember who the heck it was, but one of y'all pushed the emergency button.
That probably was me. I've always had poor judgment.
And we took off because it rang. We didn't think it worked.
I swear they had said it had been broken, so I went, I'm doing it. Boop. And then it rang. So we ran.
And the cops showed up. We didn't get caught. Stupid things that we did. What other stupid things have we done?
Oh boy. Well, there's the playground. We've mentioned before in the paranormal episode.
Yep.
That was all kinds of fun. I mean, I don't know, were you one with us when me and Dina almost got caught by police dogs?
No, but after that night, I think you made a giant rule like, hey, if you hear dogs, go.
Yeah. We almost got busted that night real bad. Lucky for me, I knew the way through the back exits.
Oh, wait, no, I was there with you.
Yeah, we ran up that huge hill in the woods. And we were just
Yeah.
like, oh, this is taking forever. Where's the exit? And then we found the gate. And Dina was like, I can't climb that. I'm like, genius, go around.
Yeah, there's like an opening right there.
I remember doing that. God.
Heck, the majority of the stupid things that you've done, I think I've tagged along with.
Yeah, sounds about right.
We're going to probably have my old buddy from school, Phil Ratliff, on the next episode. And there was something that he had done at one point. It was, he had broken into the convenience store. It's an old rundown convenience store, has an old RC Polo sign on it. I don't know if you've ever run across it or not, but
Where's that?
It's around the corner here, actually. I gotta remember exactly where it's at, but I could take you over to it at some point. It was like this little corner store that was meant for that particular like housing complex over there. He broke into it and he did get caught.
Yeah, it's because he didn't have me around.
Yeah.
I am the king of escape. Remember well, you weren't there. I know for a fact, but you've heard the story many times. When I was in Dina's neighborhood at night, I think Adam and Dina were there. And Adam just started strolling casually because somebody had called the cops on us because we were suspicious people in the neighborhood or something. Never mind, there was a guy masturbating in plain view in a window, literally standing in a window, full body window, just masturbating, looking down at everybody on the street.
That's messed up.
Yeah. But we're the suspicious people walking around. And anyways, Dina's hiding behind a tree, well, a few trees and some bushes, and she's really in there, like, trying not to get caught. And all I do is curl up into a shadow of a stop sign in my black hoodie. And the cop just kind of pans real quick with his searchlight, goes right over me, keeps on driving. Didn't even see me. I was like, really? I was pretty certain I was going to get busted on that one. I think that was when I had the black skinnies on too.
But at the same time, I think Adam was probably the smartest of all three of you. Just act normal, especially if you haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, but I like to hide. It's fun.
I know. I've seen you do it a few times.
I'm very good at disappearing. As you've experienced through countless times I've stayed at your house.
He would, a lot of the time, either stay up very, very late, or he'd wake up super early and just leave and not even tell me. And I'd wake up the next day. The first time it happened, it freaked me the heck out. I was like, wait, was he here? Did I just imagine all of that? But no, he just up and leaves.
I knew. And let's be honest, you weren't the only one I did it to.
Yeah.
The few times I stayed at Paul's house, vanished. He was even further from my house than yours, so I had to get up even earlier.
Oh, that's great.
But I remember doing that. That was fun. Our most recent random act of stupidity. Oh, come on. You know what it is.
Nope.
Rip Rap Road.
Oh, well, I mean, that wasn't necessarily stupidity. That was a
No, it
hobby
was pretty
we picked-
stupid.
It was a hobby we've picked up.
It's fun, but the act of stupidity itself.
The act of stupidity was something that you did.
Yeah.
Don't say we, because you're the one who did it, and I told you not to do it, and you did it anyway.
Hey, it worked until it didn't. Go ahead, fill it in.
Okay, so we picked up magnet fishing. We haven't gone in a little while, but
I said I'd buy another magnet.
that's the reason why, is because he's got to buy a new magnet. So we ended up going along this this river, and we went under the bridge on one side and decided to cast out. We got a few like nuts and bolts and things like that, and then we started to go over this footbridge, which it's a pretty tall, high up footbridge. And Kevin's like, I want to see if the 50-foot rope will touch the water, and it did.
It actually hit the bottom of the river.
Yeah, the magnet was dragging on the bottom. But we were on a metal footbridge. And I told him that it was going to stick. And he started pulling it up. And it sticks. And it sticks hard. So he's sitting there. We were on the bridge for a good half an hour just trying to get it up off of the metal part that was out of reach. If it had come up just like a little bit further, it probably would have been within reach.
And that thing did not budge at all. It was ridiculous.
But we still got some magnet fishing in, so that's something. We never found anything crazy like a hand grenade or anything. But
Although that'd be kind of cool.
that would be kind of cool.
I think next time we do it, we should go Rainbow Lakes if we can.
Oh yeah.
Or at least the river right there. Runs right by it.
Yeah. No telling what we'd find there. I've actually had dreams about doing something through there. I think it was actual fishing though. Have you done much fishing?
I don't really have the patience for fishing. I've fished before. I was in a fishing derby in summer camp before. But I'm no good at handling the fish. I always end up cutting myself on the gills or something.
Oh yeah.
Or the fins.
The bluegills. Oh my gosh.
And so, pretty much if I fish, somebody has to take it off the hook for me because it's just like...
I don't want to deal with it. I'm gonna cut myself.
Pretty much. I mean, I've caught a turtle before. Actually, while we were at the beach, my older sister's boyfriend, Drew, he caught...
Oh, that's gotta be confusing.
Oh, it is. Don't worry. We call him Drewski.
Drewski?
Yeah, makes it easier.
Okay.
He caught... During the day, he caught a stingray.
Oh, lovely.
And then twice at night, he caught baby sharks.
Baby, I'm sorry.
Don't do it. Don't you dare. Wesley James already does it. Don't do it.
Oh gosh. It's such a catchy tune.
Oh, God.
Talk about stupid things people have done.
I mean, we've done so many stupid things that just don't really come to mind, you know?
Yeah, and I think mainly most of it is just, us being teenagers and trespassing.
Always fun to trespass, and I don't know why.
It's the thrill of you're not supposed to do this, and you do it because, what if I get caught? What if I get caught? What if I get caught? Most of the time, if you did get caught, it's just like, hey, don't do it again, and slap on the wrist.
Right.
But it's always that thrill. You always seek for that next thing. Now that we're older, we can't quite do it. My bones can't handle it. I don't think your ankle can handle it.
Running is not a task my body is any longer allowing me to do.
So, yes, obviously, and being adults also, we're a lot more level-headed. We tend not to want to do things like that.
I don't know. Every now and again, I get the urge to do it, but
Or do something at least. I get it. But that's probably why we started doing things like magnet fishing. Just to do something to occupy our time and not necessarily trespass, but go into areas that we wouldn't normally go.
right. And I think that's another reason I was so enjoyed trespassing, because normal people wouldn't normally go in these places, and it's just like it's out of the ordinary, and I want to do it.
Right. And I think that can really draw a lot of people. There's a few urban explorer YouTube channels that I've seen here and there that have popped up. Some of them people are recording, and they end up coming across another group who's also recording.
Generally, they get permission to be there, though.
Yeah, generally.
I mean, sometimes they go without permission, but for the most part, they're all about
Trying to
finding whoever they can to contact and be like, we would love to explore this property. I know it's abandoned, and we really probably shouldn't be in there, but we're safe and we're recording. And
Now I remember one. We weren't planning on going inside, but we ended up coming out in front of it. It was that one on Valley.
oh, the supposedly haunted trailer.
Yeah, that was. No, it wasn't a trailer. It was an actual house. Oh my gosh!
That is the worst timing.
Stop it! Go away. Okay.
Sorry about that. That was a text in the middle of the recording. Wow. Okay. But yeah, the supposedly haunted house on the Valley.
Yeah, we ended up parking in front of it, and we were just sitting there, just kind of watching the windows and everything. And somebody went to get out, but not to go
I
up.
think I
to it.
was the one getting out.
Yeah, I think
And
you were
then a
just.
cop pulled in behind us.
It wasn't a cop. It was just some dude.
Really?
And he didn't pull in behind us because we had backed up to the end of the road there.
Oh.
And we were sitting there, and you opened the door.
Oh, that's right. He pulled in and then he just sat there.
No, not even that. He ended up having one of those tactical lights. He turned on the tactical light. And he's like, what are you guys doing? And he just came out of nowhere.
And he did.
There was no reason for him to be there. And it was almost 2 a.m.
I swear there's some kind of ground sensor over there or something.
Probably. But he's like, I know you guys probably want to go in there, but please don't. Please leave, because if need be, I can get a cop out here in just a few minutes. Cause
I think I told him I just had to
around
pee. He recommended the gas station right down the road.
Yeah.
I think I told him I was just going to go off into this tree line here and just pee real quick because we've been having a long drive and yada, yada, yada.
Make up shit out of our asses and stuff. And then there was that one time we ended up going down south to what was that road called? Something Farmersville Road or something like that.
Oh, oh God, what was it? I know exactly the road you're talking about. It's the one down in Cincy,
Yeah.
just outside of Cincy.
Not Milton. Milford.
Milford Road, something.
Something Milford Road. Because it was back in the day, it was a connector road of some sort.
It's supposed to be haunted by some motorcycle dude or something.
Yeah, and I mean there are videos of it of people coming across the motorcyclist and just like chugging along. And
I'm pretty sure that's just a regular motorcyclist.
but it's like still it freaks people out. I like that, but we didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Basically wasted. I don't even know how much gas, and then we were headed back, and I had to rely on just my general sense of where I was to get back home.
Well, I basically told you get on 4, stay on 4, and do not deviate.
And we almost bypassed an area of 4.
Whoops.
But we made it back home. That was probably one of the stupider things that we've done, just for the sheer fact that there could have been a ton of things that had gone wrong, but didn't, and I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, that was a relief. Were you there for the music festival?
Yeah.
Cincy?
Yeah. Because we were there to see my buddy I was working with.
That's right.
And he looked like he was drained, and it was hot as hell outside, and we had my son with me. He was only like...
Man, you remember how freaking burnt everyone was at the end of that?
And hold on, how old is he now? He's 9. It's like 5 years. He was like 4 or 5 when we went down there.
I remember that. We had to buy a seat real quick at Walmart.
Yeah. That was not fun.
Just to get him down there.
Then we walked over the bridge to get something to eat when we went to Five Guys.
Yeah.
I love Five Guys in my mouth.
I bet you do.
Take it out of context. Well, I made the joke. We walked all the way to Kentucky to eat.
Right. That was fun. It was an interesting day.
Yeah, and it was one of their fireworks celebrations or something like that.
Yeah, we didn't even stay for the fireworks
because we were so tired, man.
We were all like, forget it.
That morning, Ari ended up spilling coffee creamer on my carpet.
Oh yeah.
Later, I learned can be a bleaching agent because I started working for a carpet cleaning company, and I cleaned the carpet one day, and I went across that spot and it brightened up. Oh man.
Oh, I bet Dad was thrilled about that.
I mean, I was cleaning it just to get a general cleaning on it, and it was already halfway destroyed. It got even more destroyed later on.
Yeah. I really love what he did with that living room. It looked so good.
Yeah. My dad's an electrician. He before LED light strips were a thing, he made his own LED light strips and his own capacitors and the reducers, all that stuff, so that basically all you had to do was flip on a switch and they'd turn on, and he had them basically mounted above every single doorway.
Frame.
Yeah. And how he had it set up was he made these like little planter looking things to go over, had fake foliage hanging off of the sides of them, and then the light would come on. It was great backlight for watching movies and stuff like that, so if you had to go to the bathroom, you didn't trip over anything that was laying on the floor. Really nice place. Me and you made a fire pit quite a few times there.
Yeah, I remember the last iteration of the fire pit we made was probably our best work.
Oh yeah, that was a huge circle, and we ended up, I think...
I think we had to reduce it because we made it too big.
Yeah, but
I mean, not only that, we spread peat gravel so that there was no chance of fire spread outside of it.
Oh yeah,
we did.
We were going to make it even better.
We used cinder block, didn't we?
No, we actually used the.
Or was it the? What is it called?
They're not castle blocks, but
no, they are castle blocks. I think that's exactly what they're called.
Because they can make a circular shape and everything like that.
We used the cinder blocks for benches.
Yes,
I remember that.
Yes, they were horrible benches.
Hey, they were actually not too bad.
Sorry.
They were a bit difficult to move.
And then later on, I ended up having a party over there, and I got drunk, and I threw all my clothes in the fire.
Yeah.
I threw everything but my shorts.
No, you threw everything in there.
No, it wasn't. I kept the shorts because I was working, and I knew that I needed the shorts. It was like my subconscious drunk mind was like, "Don't throw the shorts in because you need to work."
You must have left them out by the pit then.
Yes, I did. I took everything off. I took everything off, and I threw everything in the pit except for the shorts. I set those off to the side. I was like, "I need these," and I kicked them. And I went inside, and everything's a blur. And you know more of the story past that than I do.
Well, I threw you on your bed the first time, and I go in to check on you, see if you're passed out yet, and you're in the shower. I don't know how you managed to get in the shower,
Me either.
or turn it on,
Me either.
or get out of the shower.
But
But a few minutes later, I go back and check, and you're passed out on your bed.
I have not been drunk that bad except for maybe 2 or 3 times. Like, I don't drink often, but that was one of them. Another one was we were supposed to do the rehearsal for our wedding, but then everybody just ended up getting drunk. And I remember...
I don't think I drank that time, did I?
No, I think you actually had something that you had to do the next day or something. I can't remember.
I bought you guys buzz balls.
Yes, and they got us right there right quick, like a cannonball.
Yep.
And we ended up... I passed out. Like, I think I had a drink with me. I tilted it back, and then I went to fall backwards, and I don't remember anything past that. According to Bree and everybody else, I got dragged inside, and people were taking turns grabbing my crotch.
It was just me and John.
I wasn't there for that part.
My wife had just informed me that it was just her and John who
That
was
was when John
grabbing my
realized
crotch.
I wasn't kidding on your size.
I have a small penis.
And now the world knows.
I am comfortable with it though, because come on.
You know what? It's not about the size, it's about how you use it.
Hey, you're not in on this one.
Well, you know what? I had to change Michael and the wives were out here, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what that message was for. I couldn't read it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She's not very happy with it.
She had to change the baby.
I'm trying to remember some of the other fun things we did over at the house.
There was that graduation party that I had.
I remember the graduation party. Andy Vance was there.
Yeah, we had a lot
Kenny
of fun.
was there. Kenneth, sorry.
Barry McCockner.
Did John show up too?
I think he did.
His brother?
I think... No. I thought you meant John. No. His brother... Kenneth? Kenny? Yeah, Kenny's brother didn't.
We call him Kenny, but everyone else calls him Kenneth. Something like that.
Some people call him Barry McCockner. Just saying. That's how he had his Facebook set up for a while.
And it's also what he wrote on your graduation wall.
Yeah, no. What he wrote on the graduation wall was a penis eating itself.
Oh, right.
And the text was something along the lines of, if your life is getting hard, that just means that God is afraid of your progress.
Yeah.
And I liked that quote. I loved it so much.
I think one of the highlights of that night happened at the very beginning when your aunt was serving food.
Oh yeah. My dad was there serving food. My aunt was there.
Your aunt had just got a batch of hot dogs from your dad.
Yeah.
She was like, "Who wants one?" And everyone was all kind of, I was like, "I'll have one." So, she brings it out. It's all got mustard on it and all that. It's all good. She turns around, goes inside. As soon as she gets in the kitchen again, like, what is it, 5 feet from where we were sitting?
Yeah.
She gets in the kitchen, turns around, looks through the doorway again, says, "All right, now who wants one?" And I raise my hand again. And she just looks so confused. So very confused because she didn't realize
And you basically vacuum your freaking food.
I can inhale something lickety split. Hot dogs are nothing. It's just decimation.
I almost wonder if you could compete in a food eating contest with how quickly. I'm a big guy. I'm a really big guy. If I'm hungry, I'm going to eat my food. And we just had tacos tonight.
Yeah.
Kevin and I both made a plate of 3 tacos apiece. And they're pretty heaping sized tacos, the stand and serve ones. And by the time I finish with my third, he's getting up for a second plate. Or sorry, not my third, my first. I just get done with my first taco, look up, he's getting up to get his second plate.
I ended up foregoing that for ice cream though. Because I like my Sour Patch Kids ice cream.
Yeah. Do you want one of these brownies?
I'm not a fan of brownies.
No.
Too bitter.
Looks like a cake brownie with
Yeah, but the chocolate.
chocolate
get
chip
that bitter.
cookies
Yeah.
in it
It's a lot of chocolate.
and icing.
I'm not a fan of icing either.
What?
Icing is generally too sweet.
You know, it's weird. You say that icing's too sweet, yet you
What
like
kind of
Sour
icing is
Patch Kids. It's
It's a buttercream icing.
no, it's cream cheese. It, I like icing. Kroger
I've never
sells-
really cared much for icing.
We saw that thing at Kroger that they had.
Yeah, the whole one. What was it? 1 gallon of.
It wasn't a gallon, but it was a giant tub.
It was a tub of straight whipped icing. Like, really? Just buy ice cream.
It's still good, man. I mean,
That's not right. That's not right.
At the same time, though, you can eat gummy candies like freaking. Well,
Oh, I could put those away.
I don't know. I don't understand it. Of course, I've never.
You have a
really-
weird aversion to candy.
I don't really like gummy candies. I can do hard candies. If I do have to eat a gummy candy, I'll eat it like a hard candy. I'll just suck on it.
Understandable. He has an issue with stuff stuck in his teeth.
Yeah, it takes me, and that's probably why it takes me a little while to actually eat. I don't know.
Could be. But, yeah.
So I had the graduation party, but it was like a year or two after that. I had a birthday party, and everybody was there for that too.
I vaguely remember that.
I think that was the year we. That was the time. Was it then, or was the graduation where everybody ended up playing hide and seek?
I think it was the other party.
Everybody ended up playing hide and seek,
Yep.
and I don't know how, but I ended up getting into a tree and not stuck there, but it did take a while to get down,
I remember
and
that.
nobody could find me.
You remember Dante just sitting in your room and nobody could find him either?
Yeah, nobody.
Until he smiled because everyone kept walking right by him.
I feel so bad for making fun of him. We turned out the lights, and when he walked up to the door at one point, and everybody was like, "Where'd Dante go?"
I remember that.
Pretty sure he left after that, but I don't remember.
For reference, Dante is a very large, very black man.
He's, I think he's close to like 6'5". He's really, really big, and he's been really tall since he was a teenager. So
That is true.
oh, I love these brownies.
Trying to think of some other stuff we've done that just top notch, amusing.
Me and you going out to Walmart out in Huber Heights.
Oh yeah. Why don't you tell them that story?
Was that the? Or what, am I telling the stalking one or the other one?
The other one. Do the other one.
We ended up going out to Huber Heights. They have a Walmart. At the time, that was the super Walmart that everybody would basically go to because the one that was in Beaver Creek didn't have much to do with anything. And that was really the only thing to do in the middle of the night with your friends was to go out to Walmart at like 2 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
So we were walking around Walmart and not even really doing anything, just like looking out at everything. You ended up riding a bike at one point, didn't you?
Yeah, I rode it until they yelled at me, and I was like,
I'm
"Whatever."
testing it out.
And then I grabbed a scooter instead. They were not amused.
No. But we ended up leaving with 2 Nerf guns and 2 Nerf swords.
That's right, because we were preparing for HVZ.
Yeah.
Humans versus zombies.
Oh my gosh, I really wish we could have participated in more of those.
Well, the problem is everyone in the group fell out.
Yeah, everyone. But we had taken those swords and we went out to the car. And we're sword fighting on the way out to the car. And we see this cop just kind of creep up, and stare us down, and go on. And he's like circling around the parking lot. And then we get in the car and we go to leave. But as we're going to leave, the cop starts to follow. But he doesn't follow us. He ends up following somebody else out of the parking lot. They end up turning left when they're not supposed to. And we decided to follow suit. We didn't turn left. We ended up going up further, turning around and coming back just to buy something, quote unquote, to drink. Because they turned left into a gas station. And we were listening to the conversation, and the cop was going on about how she had did she have a warrant out for her arrest? Or
Yeah, she had a warrant out. So ended up getting busted.
So we that was fun. And then on the way back home, I don't know what made us do it, but we stuck the foam swords out the window as we were going down the freaking road, and then it started to rain, and we're like, just go through the pain, because it was basically tiny little droplets of
rain.
It was little tiny droplets of water hitting us at 50 miles an hour.
Oh, it was so painful, but so fun.
Oh,
So
yeah.
ridiculous.
So that's another stupid thing that we did.
I miss Tuesday mornings.
Oh, that's not so stupid.
That wasn't stupid, but that was a genuinely enjoyable time for, what was it, 2 months that we did it?
Yeah.
Maybe a little longer.
And then we lost our regular server, so we left.
Yeah.
We went to Frisch's. That's what it is.
Yeah. Every morning, or every Tuesday, I would go over to his house. Every Monday night, I'd go over to his house and we'd
Stay up all night.
probably watch stupid movies, or I remember 1 or 2 times we watched Marble Hornets.
Oh yeah.
And the following morning at 6 o'clock, we'd be in the car and we'd get over to Frisch's and we'd listen to Bob and Tom until it was time, because they didn't open until 7.
Yeah.
So we'd listen to Bob and Tom in the car while we wait. And we had a regular server who was super nice, and
We always tipped her like $20.
always, because she was just so exceptional.
And every time that one of us was out of our drinks, she'd come over and be like, "Here you go." And I didn't even see you coming over here.
And she's so friendly and all that, so we were always nice tipping her real well.
We took my oldest at one point too.
Yeah. And then I guess one week we went in and she wasn't there, and we asked about it, and she either got moved to a different shift or she was let go. I can't remember which.
Yeah, it's been so long ago.
It was quite a while ago. But we were like, okay, noted. And then we just never went back.
And we were always the first ones in there. There was that one time there was a guy there, and he had pulled up into the parking lot, and he was waiting too, and we weren't going to have that, so we ended up getting up to the doors.
And we just stood there and waited.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time she let us in 10 minutes early.
And she's like, "Yeah, you guys can come on in." She liked us.
Yeah, she did.
And we ended up getting the breakfast bar every time. And
Because you can't go wrong with unlimited bacon, eggs, and hash browns.
best freaking breakfast ever, man.
You remember that entire plate of bacon we got once?
Yes.
Just nothing but a pile of bacon.
That was almost a bad idea.
Almost, but it wasn't. It was delicious.
Were you were there when I was when we went through that Wendy's right next door, weren't you?
Probably.
I ended up I flirted with the girl over the intercom.
Oh, God.
It's like
I think I was there.
You sound cute. And
Jesus.
then
I remember
then we
that.
pulled up to the pay, and she was like, "Yeah, the cute one's up there." And I went to drive up. I didn't even pay.
No, he really skipped the line there.
And she's like, "Wait!" And then I reversed because I realized that I didn't pay yet. I paid, and then I was almost still in reverse and almost backed into the guy behind us.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
And it turned out she wasn't even all that cute.
Ouch.
Like, no offense, but just... but it was embarrassing, to say the least.
It was really funny, though.
Oh, yeah, it was absolutely funny. Another stupid thing that I've done.
You have loads of those.
Oh, yeah. Some of them I'm not going to get into, but...
I do want to bring up our brilliant idea of Jug of Death.
Oh, my God.
You want to talk about stupid ideas? That's the mother of all stupid yet totally brilliant ideas.
Lawrence called it goofy juice.
I mean,
That's basically what it did, and it didn't even take all that much to knock you out.
2 shots and most people are like, okay, I'm done with that. I'm pretty buzzed.
I mean, it was just like a suicide of everything that we had at the end of the night that was left over from any kind of partying that we did.
And it's funny because we'd save it for 2 or 3 parties where we'd build up the alcohol.
And then it just, like, it smelled vile.
And generally it had a very heavy Jaeger base.
Yeah. Oh, Jug of
Had
Death.
some Crown in it one time and some Jack and Jim. And I think we had various vodkas and some Captain Morgan.
Yeah, but
Pete,
basically all
which
the good
rum
stuff.
was it?
I don't think we
It was a
had-
strawberry. The strawberry Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
I remember.
The Parrot Bay.
Parrot Bay, that's right. And I remember we mixed all that up. And the next time you and I were doing something, I don't remember why, but you were very miserable. So I pulled out the Jug of Death. And I was like, we're playing a drinking game.
Oh, was that the one with the Once Upon a Time?
I do believe it was, yes.
We tried to do it with the Pokemon. Basically, anytime the word Pokemon was said, we had to take a drink.
And anytime Pikachu was said, or anytime Pikachu said his name.
And we were drunk halfway through the first episode.
So we were like, okay, we won't be using that. We'll find something a little more tame.
And we made our own rules for Once Upon a Time, and it just started to be too slow. And then I don't remember the rest of the night, and I don't want to remember.
That's probably a good thing. But needless to say, Jug of Death, generally you need, 4 shots and you're pretty much sloshed.
Yeah, basically.
And I think that night we both ended up going, 15, 16 shots each?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Needless to say, it was a very, very strange night.
Yeah, that's like half of it. I don't like to try and
Yeah,
think
we're
about
not going
past
to let
that.
you remember that because I tried to stop the following, but...
Let's just say it was probably one of the stupidest things I've ever done.
Oh, it was.
Okay.
It was one of the biggest mistakes you ever made.
Because now I'm remembering it, and I don't want to remember
Yeah.
it. Thanks, asshole.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of the stupid things that we've done are closely related to alcohol.
No, actually, I feel like most of our stupid shit we did revolved around the factory.
Yeah.
And there was no alcohol involved in that.
No.
We had to keep a level, clear head when we did that.
Yeah.
We could not afford to be buzzed or anything like that. Because you absolutely had to keep your ears out for a cop or dogs, because occasionally they would bring the K9 unit by. And, I mean, I really enjoyed the place, and it gave us a lot of great spook factor.
Oh, yeah. It was great doing it while we could.
I know we talked about it in, what was it, episode 3?
I can't remember.
Episode 2 is mental health, so I think it was episode 3.
Yeah, I think it was episode 3. I edited the crap out of that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, with the
The
videos
pictures and
stuff,
everything,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was awesome. I loved it.
But I just mean, like, most of most stupid decisions happen when you're drunk.
That's true. That's true.
There was that one time that
Hold on.
you slipped in water.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Had a nasty little bump on your head.
Not only that, I bloodied my nose and I blacked out instantly as soon as I hit the ground and just slept. I woke up in the morning like, why am I on the floor?
Didn't you also throw up pizza that night, and that's why you can't drink Jaeger anymore?
I did. But I've learned I just can't eat pizza while I drink because I generally end up throwing up every time.
It's the acid in the sauce.
Probably.
All right. Well, honestly, I think that's probably going to conclude it for the night. I'm starting to get tired. It's not even all that late.
I love that we both looked over at a clock that reads 000.
I forgot to turn off the timer. it's
only 10:30.
Yeah, it's only 10. Normally we're like recording really late, and then
Normally it's almost midnight when we start recording. It's probably going to be that way tomorrow, right?
yeah, probably a little bit closer to that for tomorrow. But that'll do it.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed it.
And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening,